Okay. So I'm just gonna go outside for a minute just to look at how the road looks, and I'll be back. If you put it maybe half. When you pull out, make sure you go left, or else you're gonna go over there. Okay, I'm just gonna take a look at how this looks like. Excuse me, do you know where the city hall is?
Yeah, it's there.
Left?
The red.
Oh, okay, thank you. The red building? Oh, with the flag, eh? Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. So you know how this works, right? Mil?
Yes.
Right now you're live.
Okay.
The whole world can see you. You know how? If they go to our website,
Yeah.
torchoflife.com, very easy. Anybody can go in the world.
Okay.
And if you told them right now, if you phone somebody in Yugoslavia, go to torchoflife.com. They can see you live.
Okay. That's broadcasting all the time.
No, just whenever we do the event.
Yeah.
So we do both camera. This is HD. And this is Mil Popovic,
People.
who drove us here today and has been helping out in the last few days, and we thank you very much. And today we're in Stratford, and Khaled is fixing the torch, as he always does. He's got his gloves, his torch gloves on. And it's just a short one today. 5 minutes, probably walk. I just looked. You make a right here,
Okay.
and then a quick left on Wellington, just at the end of the street.
Okay.
We have to get more. Is my phone there? Thanks. Thank you. What happened? Aren't you talking to Hannah anymore? You had a fight?
No.
Yeah?
No.
He's got 4 girlfriends.
Oh yeah?
He keeps fighting with them though. He doesn't know how to hold them.
Yeah, that one yesterday was another cute one.
Another cute one, yeah. Ari said you and the Jewish girl should get married.
No. Why not?
She's a beautiful girl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice to you. You see her?
Ari said.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll show you pictures after. What time?
140.
1:40?
Yeah.
Okay.
No?
Is it finished, your coffee?
You don't need
Put it in the thing so it doesn't spill. You know, and or over there.
that one is empty up there.
Okay. Yeah.
Which way?
We're gonna cross the street.
It's so environmentally friendly. It's the amount it's actually more environmentally friendly than the industrial one.
Yeah, you can light it now. Okay. You're gonna be making a left. Watch, I'm gonna show you. Okay, hold it. Slow, slow.
might take a little time.
Wait over here. Counselor?
Yes.
Hi, George Marcello.
Counselor Karen's wife.
Glad you could be here. You're
Hi,
the
Mike
reporter?
Weiss of the Beacon Herald. Yeah.
Oh, great. He's actually over there. I can have him stop so you can get some good shots. Can we have the truck stopped over there
Yeah, that's fine.
just for a few minutes? It'll be okay? You can stop the truck.
George Scott, nice to meet you.
Hi,
Welcome to
how are you?
Stratford, dude. Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Stratford and good luck with your appointment.
So she's just here for the photo op.
Yeah.
And then we'll follow up with the mayor afterwards.
Yes, nice.
Yeah.
I
Thank
got-
you. Thank you for coming out. Okay.
Thanks for being here. Get a shot of the two of you. There you go, right there. Fantastic. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Counselor. So we got a few moments or whatever time you
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to, let me just, 1 second. Shut it off. Unless you still want it on, we can put it out right
Let
now.
me get a shot. Let me get a shot of you with the truck.
Okay. On the other side, we got the tour. Let me show you.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? Good. Welcome to Stratford. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you want to do it like that.
Sure.
After the pictures, you can bring the truck in the parking lot just for 5 minutes if you
Great.
want.
Okay. Got it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect.
Perfect. Are you sure it's okay here for 5 minutes until we do the interview?
Just for a few minutes, it will.
Okay.
Let me get one more.
If it has to be moved, we can move it over there if you
They're
want.
parking it over there.
It probably, okay. After the picture, just bring the car in there. Can you go around to get in there?
You know what? Park behind that mobility bus.
Get behind that mobility bus? Okay.
As long as you're not
Okay, wait till he finishes with the pictures. I can start the,
Okay. Yeah. So tell me about the Torch of Life.
okay, so that was blessed by Pope John Paul II. I'll just show you a picture here. 2001. I carried that torch across Canada back in 2000. I just received a liver, and I wanted to thank my anonymous donor family. And somehow the Pope was watching me. I don't know how that happened. He asked me to bring the torch there to Vatican City. I passed it to him, and he blessed it. And he called organ donation a genuine act of love, and he encouraged me to pass the torch to the young people. Mel, just bring the car behind that white. Thank you, Mel. After I finish, this young boy over here, he's just going to park the car over there if you need to. Christopher was the first boy I met really that, made any sense to what the Pope said, because he was waiting for a liver transplant. And, at 13 years old, he carried that torch across Canada. Not literally on the highway like I did, but we brought him to 200 communities. After that, there's been 1 million kids that have received the torch. Now, when Christopher came through here in Stratford, I don't know if you remember the story, Christopher's Wish.
Yes.
I think he must have handed out over 500 of his posters to young kids. He went to all the schools. It could have been that Justin Bieber received one of his posters. There's a strong possibility, and that was 2004. So Justin would have been 10 at the time. And there's a kind of a full circle connection here, because when I first heard about his story in Palestine, it was a world story. Like after that tragic thing happened to his brother, it became a world story overnight. I wanted to bring the torch to Palestine actually, but it didn't work out that way. I ended up inviting the dad and Khalid here to Canada in November 2011. And Khalid wanted to stay here. I said, okay, if you want to stay here, you got to walk around Ontario. And so that's what he was doing. But before we constructed the campaign, he became best friends with Elaine Campbell, the famous girl that tweeted Justin Bieber. And it was really Justin Bieber responding to her tweet that made her story so big. But the other story was that he was meeting Elaine in the hospital, encouraging her, telling her not to give up, and saying that he was going to carry the torch for her around the province of Ontario until she got her lungs. And so on April 6th, when we got the news that she did get her lungs, we surprised them at a Kingston press conference. And when he heard that news, he started like crying of tears of joy. And so here's what I think might happen. On his final day, June 19th, Elaine is going to be there to join him, to walk and carry the torch with him. As well, we're going to have, this is just live cast. We live cast all our events. We're going to have, it's 99.9% sure that another family that had a tragic story, except they were Jewish, in Tel Aviv in 2002, they lost their young brother due to a suicide bomber. And the family afterwards donated the organs to Palestinian children. The sister of the brother that was killed is going to be joining him on June 19th to the finish line to carry the torch with him and possibly Elaine. And so what better story or like kind of ending can you get than having a Palestinian boy, an Israeli girl who both lost their brothers due to tragic circumstances, and both of them made that incredible decision to donate organs to the people that, you can't, so that is a world story. The whole world should be watching this. So what we're also hoping to top it all off is that maybe Justin Bieber will give Elaine a surprise phone call on that day. Now, that would, so if, hopefully, if he can do that, and all this happens, we can reach our goal of registering 5 million people in Ontario. And just think of the effect that that'll have on the rest of Canada and the rest of the world when Ontario can proclaim that, overnight almost 5 million people register, and the effect it can have on all the other provinces to register and the rest of the world to become organ donors. So Stratford has always been a favorite stop. It was one of my favorite stops when I went across the country back in 2000. I remember you got a YMCA here, and I don't know, there must have been about 200 kids when I came through that. I still got that picture of the Beacon Herald, with all the kids so I mean, it's a special stop for us, Stratford.
This is an annual thing, isn't it?
No, it's actually because our campaign's really, like my campaign was 2.5 years. This is our 8th campaign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since 2000.
Since actually 1997. It began with a short walk after I received my transplant from Toronto to Ottawa. That's what kind of sparked everything off. I wasn't anticipating all the media coverage that happened because I did that, and that's what sparked the Canada walk afterwards. Now he's got broken English, but you can ask him questions, and because every question, I mean, he's been interviewed now over 200-300 times. So unless you have a really not unusual, but different question, he could still probably understand it.
Okay. I understand, just I can't talk.
Yeah, that's what he'll say.
So, how has the relay gone so far?
How is the campaign? How?
Yeah. It's fantastic. Yeah. We talk with the student. We go to City Hall, Town Hall. I give Canada torch for the mayor. And everybody understand what we doing. Like the torch of life. Go ahead, George.
What would he say to Justin Bieber if he was listening?
What would you say to Justin Bieber if he was listening to this?
If Justin Bieber heard that you came here, do you want to say something to Justin Bieber? Just help us reach 5 million. Help us. That's what he would help us to register 5 million.
I would say just he can help the people. I would say something, just I don't know how to say that.
He was born here, so he's from Ontario. So he can help us register 5 million. Yeah, that I know that's right.
And how have you been received when you go to the different communities? Friendly people?
When you go to schools, mayors, do they happy?
Yeah,
or
I
sad?
have a smile. Yeah.
Very few, disappointments. Very few. Mostly happy, and he feels really good, and he understands. If not everybody doesn't get it, like he understands that it doesn't bother him, but he really feels good when they do understand it.
So George, as far as people in Ontario go, do they understand the importance of organ and tissue donation,
Well,
do you think?
we're saying after, it's been at least almost 20 years just with me doing this. It's time that they got it.
Yeah.
It's time that they take that next step and register. It's an action. It's a 2-minute action, and it's probably going to be the most worthwhile action any human being can make. And people got to start thinking about this contribution of saving up to 8 lives and restoring the lives of 75 others. It's probably the best 2 minutes that anybody can ever use. So that's all it takes, 2 minutes. Go to our website, Torch of Life, click the registry button there. With your health card, you give a little bit of information, and you'll become registered, and you'll help us reach that 5 million mark.
And that's 5 million new registrations.
Well, over the years, people were donors, but there was no way of indicating who was. If you look at the newspaper article back in 2000, I don't know if you still have that in the archives. My main mantra, was creating a registry. Back then, it finally got created 2011, last year.
Yep.
So 11 years I've been pounding the beat, banging on doors, getting chased away from, you know, I almost became a nuisance because I was so adamant about having this registry. It finally became, and now those people that were already donors, if they were, we're asking them to take that next step and register so that the numbers, you know, can convert now. We can see the numbers.
So where were you before Stratford then?
London.
London, okay.
Yeah.
And where do you go next?
Woodstock, and then Tilsonburg, and you know, we got maybe about 15 communities left until he reaches Toronto. In London, we had members from all three levels and all three parties there.
Wow.
So
Great.
that shows you that this is the year of organ donations. And we need everything. We need what we're doing, you know, boots on the ground, social media, and we got these community challenges that will follow up the mayor here and the other members of levels of government here to accept the Ontario Challenge. The Ontario Challenge is saying that each mayor and each MP and each MPP in Ontario will register more people than any other, accepting that challenge. They're making that, you know, by doing that, they're helping to register more people, because when you got this healthy competition going, you know, and I'm going to keep them honest because I'm going to follow up on each one of them. And so by a combination of that and star power, that's why we need Justin. We need everybody that has anything that was born in Ontario, any celebrities that were born in Ontario, and they can use their star power to please use it. Because your star power is going to help us reach that 5 million. And if we reach that 5 million, Ontario becomes a leader in the world.
Have you reached out to Justin at all officially?
No, not me, but Elaine has, and she's one of our members. She's our third general. He's a general, like we're calling them young generals, leading an army of students. Elaine is a general, he's a general, and Christopher's a general. There's 3 generals in this campaign. Christopher cut his hand. He would have been here today, and he's 22 now. So Elaine's one of our generals, so she reached out to him. So it's like, you know, she acted, but again, we need him to make another, you know, help us at the end on June 19th by simply making a phone call or possibly coming on Skype. We have all the web equipment, we can do it. You know, we've been Skyping and webcasting all along the campaign. So please, we plead to Justin to join us June 19th and help us reach that 5 million mark.
So you've got 3 generals that are actually carrying the torch, is that right?
He's carrying the torch. Christopher hasn't been feeling well, and but Christopher was supposed to be side by side with him. So we expect him to come on June 19th as well, though. Elaine was joining us by Skype while she was waiting. So when we would even like stopping here, for example, Elaine would have been on Skype here talking to you. Okay. Or to school kids, or, you know, we were even at the Petawawa Army base and she was talking to the soldiers there. So we were bringing her with us as a general by Skype. But this time, because she received her lunch and she doesn't need see, we couldn't light the torch because she had the oxygen tank. So now we're saying, Elaine, you can join us on June 19th without the oxygen tank, you know.
So where did it actually start then, George?
This campaign, Kenora.
Kenora, okay.
Yeah, March 2nd. And so it'll be a total of 75 cities and towns by the time we finish in Toronto.
So it ends June 19th in Toronto.
That's correct.
Okay.
Maybe it should be Justin, please join us June 19th. I don't know.
Yeah. And your goal is 5 million people registered.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll make us the highest in the world. And literally, I did the math. That means 1,000 more people would be saved that would otherwise die. That's got to be worth it.
So if 5 million people are registered, that could potentially help save 1,000 lives.
That would otherwise die. I did the math. It's pretty complicated, but you know, if we stay at this rate, we're having like 300 people die a year. By having 5 million people registered, mathematically, we can save, because you know, people stay on the waiting list for a few years, and then pretty much they die. That's the average. So in those years that they're waiting, by registering that many people, we can save those people that would otherwise die.
And what sort of transplant did you receive, George?
Liver.
Liver, okay.
Yeah. And I did it at the time that it was voodoo medicine, like, you know, Frankensteinish kind of thing. So we had to do a lot of steps to kind of get the whole society to absorb this thing over the years. It took a long time.
So should I call you the organizer then, George?
Yeah, please.
Okay. All right. So you're meeting with the mayor?
No, we want to follow up with him.
Okay, yeah.
He's out of town today,
Yeah.
so I'll phone him up, and maybe he might do a follow-up story with you if you don't mind, saying that he's accepting the challenge.
All right.
And that way, he can, on his next council meeting, he could put this at the top of the agenda and say, how can we in Stratford register more people and become #1 in Ontario?
Great. Well, thanks, George. I
Alrighty.
appreciate that.
Oh no, thank you for coming on short notice too. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, have a great day.
You too. Yeah, we finish here. Finish, yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna find out in a second.